Today we're going to be learning about the artist Salvador Dali. Who is he? He was born in 1904 in Spain. He's a painter, sculptor, and a filmmaker. He was known as a surrealist artist. His work is very dreamlike, and it mostly was depicting the dreams that he himself had. He had a difficult time being accepted because the work he created was at the time considered weird or different. He found acceptance within the other surrealist artists when he left art school. So what is surrealism? Surrealism is an art movement from the 1920s, and it's best known for its unnatural or dreamlike combination of imagery. Some artists following this movement include Salvador Dali, Pablo Picasso, Rene Magritte, and Max Ernst. Let's look at some of Dali's work. This is probably one of his most famous pieces. It's currently in MoMA. It's called The Persistence of Memory. It's oil on canvas. It was done in 1931. And if you notice, you can see, notice the clocks that are melting, the color that he chooses, the type of scenery. Is it on a beach? There might be some mountains in the back. And then the objects that you may not understand, such as what is the object lying on the floor with the clock on top of it. There's been much debate about what that could be. The next piece we're going to look at is a sculpture. It's called Lobster Telephone. It was a sculpture for the poet Edward James. It was done in 1936. Notice his use of material, the humor, and how this may be different for some of his other pieces. The next one we're going to look at is also oil on canvas. It was done in 1948. It's titled The Elephants. And this one I want you to notice the color, the type of contrast, the depiction of the animals and how they look different from animals you might see in other paintings, and then the use of his negative space. In this final piece we're going to look at in this slide, this one is called Living Still Life. It's also oil on canvas, and it was done in 1956. This one you can also notice the contrast in the colors, but also what objects do you see, and how is this different from a typical still life piece? Most of Dali's work comes from his dreams, so it might be difficult to communicate what his work might mean. So this leaves the work open to interpretation, as does most artwork. And remember, it's okay to be different.